This week on Dancing with the Stars, they dedicated 60 years of James Bond 007. How's it going, guys? It's Eric Sharkey, aka Dancing with the Stars Superfan, back with another video. And today, our 14 remaining couples dance to music from the James Bond movies because it was the 60th anniversary of James Bond. So we saw some action-packed dances. And plus, happy 60th anniversary, James Bond. Once again, Alexis filled in for Daniela because Daniela tested positive for COVID last week. And it has been confirmed that Daniela has not been cleared yet. But the good news is, she will 100% be back next week. So, we will be recapping everything that happened during the 60th anniversary celebration of James Bond. Also, if you guys like this video, or if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and smash that like button, and ring that notification bell to keep up to date for more Dance with the Stars content from my channel. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. First up is Charlie and Mark dancing the rumba to No Time to Die by Billie Eilish from the James Bond movie No Time to Die. Len loved everything about the dance, Derek loved the storytelling in that routine, and Carrie-Anne said that she took her breath away, but she wants Charlie to perform outward a bit more. She had amazing leg action, she had great hip action, her arms were amazing, and it was an amazing dance to kick off that night. So the judges' scores are Carrie-Anne an 8, Len an 8, Derek an 8, Bruno a 9, giving them a score 33 out of 40, which means they got the first 9s of the season. Next up is Cheryl and Louie dancing the rumba to Diamonds Are Forever from the James Bond movie Diamonds Are Forever. Derek said it was her best dance, her leg action and her arms were so much better. Len noticed there was some messing about in that dance, but both Carrie-Anne and Len were so proud of her. It was good that they were given another chance to try to improve from last week, and did it pay off? Yes, it did. So the judges' scores are, there were all 6s from the judges, giving them a score 24 out of 40. Next up is Trevor and Emma dancing the tango to You Know My Name by Chris Cornell from the James Bond movie Casino Royale. Bruno said it was an action-packed tango, but at times it was a bit skippy, and Len said his hold was kinda tight. He did get off to a great start in the beginning, but halfway through the dance, his technique was kinda off, but it was still a good dance. So the judges' scores are Carrie-Anne a 7, Len a 6, Derek a 7, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 27 out of 40. Next up is Daniel and Britt dancing the rumba to The World Is Not Enough by Garbage from the James Bond movie The World Is Not Enough. His dance was definitely a sexy rumba. He was leading that dance, he was in control, and he didn't miss a single step. Derek was also proud of him because his arms were so much better. Just like Carrie-Anne said, this dance was mind-blowing. So just scores are Carrie-Anne an 8, Len a 7, Derek an 8, Bruno an 8, giving them a score 31 out of 40. Next up is Jordan and Brandon dancing the rumba to License to Kill by Gladys Knight from the James Bond movie License to Kill. The tempo in that dance was on point, her hips were open, but Len wants her to work on her turns. Derek wants her hands and feet to be together, and Bruno said he was not disappointed. Compared to the first 2 dances they did, even though they had some issues in that dance, it was a slight improvement. So judges' scores are Carrie-Anne a 7, Len a 7, Derek a 7, Bruno an 8, giving them a score 29 out of 40. Next up is Sam and Cheryl dancing the samba to Los Muertos Vivos Están by Thomas Newman featuring Tambuco from the James Bond movie Spectre. It's really surprising to me that Sam would do a samba. He really exceeded some of my expectations. Even though he had some issues in that samba, he attacked the dance and he moved a bit better than I expected. So judges' scores are, there were all 6s from Carrie-Anne, Len, and Derek, while Bruno gives them a 7, giving them a score 25 out of 40. Next up is Selma and Sasha dancing the rumba to For Your Eyes Only by Sheena Easton from the James Bond movie For Your Eyes Only. This dance really surprised me when Selma was blindfolded. She had great arms, great musicality, and she even had great legs in that rumba without even looking. Do you guys remember Niall DeMarco from season 22 and Sharna Burgess from season 23? They were both blindfolded while they were doing Argentine tangos, while Selma and Sasha did a rumba while Selma was blindfolded, which was pretty cool. So the judges' scores are, there were all 7s from the judges, giving them a score 28 out of 40. Next up is Wayne and Whitney dancing the tango to The Name's Bond, James Bond by David Arnold, and Nicholas Dodd from the James Bond movie Casino Royale. Even though Carrie-Anne wants him to work on his footwork because it was too tight, it was still another great dance. Also, Bruno said it was the best tango that a couple did so far this season. But the bright side is, he attacked the dance really well, and I loved how he played into character as James Bond. So judges' scores are, they're all 8s from Carrie-Anne, Len, and Derek, while Bruno gives them a 9, giving them a score 33 out of 40. Next up is Vinnie and Coco dancing the rumba to Thunderball by Tom Jones from the James Bond movie Thunderball. I felt like the dance was okay, but the judges noticed some issues in that rumba. Len said it wasn't his best, but it simply wasn't his worst dance. So judges' scores are Carrie-Anne a 6, Len a 5, Derek a 6, Bruno a 6, giving them a score 23 out of 40. Next up is Heidi and Artem dancing the Argentine tango to Another Way to Die by Jack White and Alicia Keys from the James Bond movie Quantum of Solace. That was her best dance by far. Len said it was a proper Argentine tango, and she was not only in control, she also hit every move really well, even though she freezes a little bit during one of her moves. So judges' scores are, they were all 8s from the judges, giving them a score 32 out of 40. Next up is Shangela and Gleb dancing the rumba to Golden Eye by Tina Turner from the James Bond movie Golden Eye. I felt like the rumba was very good to say the least, but Len wants her to work on her legs a bit more. Despite some problems with her legs, it was still a good rumba. So the judges' scores are Carrie-Anne an 8, Len a 7, Derek a 7, Bruno an 8, giving them a score 30 out of 40. Next up is Jesse and Alan dancing the rumba to Goldfinger from the James Bond movie Goldfinger. Carrie-Anne said this dance wasn't her best, and Len said her footwork was kinda off. She had great hip action during the routine, and she played the character really good as the Golden Lady. So judges' scores are Carrie-Anne a 6, Len a 6, Derek a 7, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 26 out of 40. Next up is Joseph and Alexis dancing the Argentine tango to Writings on the Wall by Sam Smith from the James Bond movie Spectre. Even though Len wanted more fluidity in that dance, he still liked the dance. But my thoughts on the dance, the lifts were great, the moves were great, and I agree with the judges, it was his best dance by far. This was also a great opportunity for Alexis to show everyone that she could be a Dance with the Stars pro in the near future of her career, and she did a wonderful job. Alexis even said in an Argentine tango it includes 4 S's: sleek, smooth, sexy, and strong, and they did it in that dance, so great job, Alexis. So judges' scores are Carrie-Anne an 8, Len a 7, Derek a 7, Bruno a 7, giving them a score 29 out of 40. And last up is Gabby and Val dancing the cha-cha-cha to Die Another Day by Madonna from the James Bond movie Die Another Day. This dance had power in it, and her hips were really open, and it had some great cha-cha content to it. Even though Carrie-Anne wants her to relax a bit, it was still another solid dance from the both of them. So judges' scores are, they're all 8s from Carrie-Anne, Len, and Derek, while Bruno gives them a 9, giving them a score 33 out of 40. Wow, this is turning into an intense 3-way battle between Charlie, Gabby, and Wayne. Now that we got to the dances, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Another 3-way tie at the top of the leaderboard are Charlie and Mark, Gabby and Val, and Wayne and Whitney with 33 points, Heidi and Artem with 32 points, Daniel and Britt with 31 points, Shangela and Gleb with 30 points, a 2-way tie with 29 points, Jordan and Brandon, and Joseph and Alexis, Selma and Sasha with 28 points, Trevor and Emma with 27 points, Jesse and Alan with 26 points, Sam and Cheryl with 25 points, Cheryl and Louie with 24 points, and at the bottom are Vinnie and Coco with 23 points. The best dances of the night were Charlie D'Amelio, Gabby Wendy, and Wayne Brady, and the improvements of the night are Daniel Durant, Heidi D'Amelio, and Joseph Baena. All 12 couples are safe, while Cheryl and Louie and Sam and Cheryl are the bottom 2. Bruno, Carrie-Anne, and Derek vote to save Sam and Cheryl, while Cheryl and Louie were the 3rd couple eliminated. I kinda knew that Cheryl was gonna go home next, but I am so glad that she got to do the show because she told us on GMA during the Cash Reveal special they were trying to get her on the show for years, and she finally got the opportunity. And as for Louie, even though his return to the series after a 10-season hiatus was cut too short, it also gives him an opportunity to show everybody that he can still dance no matter what age he is. And finally, Even though Vinnie and Coco were at the bottom of the leaderboard for a second time, once again, they were saved by the votes. And overall, the scores for this week are really close, probably the closest I have ever seen. So next week on Dance with the Stars, it will be Disney Night, but instead of calling it Disney Night, they are calling it Disney Plus Night. So the remaining 13 couples will not only be dancing to music from the Disney movies, they will also be dancing to music from the movies and probably TV shows from the platform. So they're going to do something different because some people get tired of the same theme week every year, just to kind of switch things up a little bit. So stay tuned for that. So anyways, that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka Dance with the Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.